All right, what's up? I have no idea what episode this is. Probably like 6 or 7. Um, this is a trade recap video. Looks like my last one was episode 6. Yes. So this is episode 7. These episodes just come whenever there's bigger trades. So I'm gonna cover this one real quick. It's a 95 point, just about winner. Um, and this happened because of this 15-minute mark too. So let's go ahead and head to the 2 hour real quick to start with and see what had happened. First of all, we flip down. Second of all, we flip right back up. So initially, right off rip, I'm expecting there to be some sort of bounce reaction up high here to give us a little bit more momentum, though my overall bias is that when we do finally come down and flip down and start heading lower, this entire zone won't hold. I don't anticipate it to hold. I anticipate it to get completely run through and for us to head into the 200s, but that's a story for a different day. Just wanted to mark out structure real quick. So there's a 2 hour, and then here on the 15, we have basically no structure. This is not a valid swing, so we're not looking for price to hold above this. We've got lots of non-structural lows all along this leg, but we have one most important confluence, which is the Mark II, which is what I take most of my big trades off of. If you've been watching these episodes, then you probably realize that the Mark II is what I'm hitting all of my snipes on, my bangers, 100-point trades or more. A lot of it is coming from the Mark II, so eventually you might wise up, decide to join the Magma mindset and learn about the Mark II, but in the meantime, you just keep watching these videos. So I had the idea in mind to pop out of this range here today and go ahead and get long after making our sweep and getting some sort of internal entry model. So what I was looking for was for us to take this low out, get to our 633 level, and then ultimately make it to our 735 level up here at the news high. My bias ended up flipping. So my bias ended up flipping to bearish right here at about 688 later on in the day. But originally, I was hoping to leave runners to get us all the way through the all-time highs and further. That didn't happen. Bias switched to bearish here. Finished the day out with some shorts. Nothing to put on the highlight reel. It was about 50 points at most for me. So yeah, I wanted to see that news high get hit because that happens a lot. And I just know that on this 15-minute mark too, the concept is that we make our flip up, we make a tap back. So we make our flip up, we make our tap back, we explode. We expect that when we go below that tap back, we tap into that original liquidity that made it explode the first time, and we should get a reaction. So I went down on the 5-second, of course, because if I'm going to be pressing buy or sell, I'm typically looking at the 5-second, even if it's a trade that's based on a higher time frame. So in here, I'll show you where we get our structural flip up. It's actually just right here. Oh, I already have it drawn out. So as you can see, we make a swing here. We have a low, and then a high, and then a lower low, and then a higher high. That gave me an opportunity to go ahead and hop in. And for the accountability and stuff, I already did this on my trading, what's it called? On my trading live account recap, looking for longs between here and 21,633, wanting to see things like 5-second fake flip zones, flip up and down the back up, or 1 minute strong IFEGs or 1 minute flip. And then if I find my entry, I'll be looking for 735 as TP1 and runners all the way through the top and beyond. And then I let them know that I was getting into my small size at 818. I think that I was a little bit late on notifying. That is when actually 818 right there at the very beginning, when we finally poked up above this, I hit send on that. I wanted to make sure it was safe before I gave a trade alert. I got in a little bit earlier than I actually anticipated to. At that point, I went ahead and added on a couple more contracts where I was in 3. I ended up notifying them later on that I took partials at around this area and 699. And then, or no. Just took my partials at 699. I can't fucking remember. I'm going to have to look. But I know I took partials at least 699. And I also took profits up here. And yeah, I was hoping to hold the longs for the whole day. But obviously, like you see, it didn't play out. And then the reason why I flipped the bearish bias is because we have a nice large fake flip zone here. The 1 minute flips down. From here to here, this swing gets closed below. We flip down, we flip back up with this closure up here. So once we come to the 60 to 70% of this zone and we flip up on the 5 second, if we come and we flip back below that 5 second flip up, I get very bearish and expect us to go out of this. If I expect us to go out of this, I'm expecting this to run as well. Because if the fake flip zone couldn't hold the bull trend, then the regular flip zone won't hold the bull trend either. So we flip the shorts. That's pretty much it. Again, the Mark II, pretty simple. If you know market structure, which you need to know candlestick structure and protected high-low swing structure, stuff like that. Once you know that, the Mark II is simply just, when you identify a flip on your time frame, you look for the lowest tapback that successfully ran the high that it came from. So in this instance, we have a closure right here, and it had wicked up as high as here. We come back, down in, and tap, and then run that high. It's as simple as that. I know it looks silly, but that's the Mark II right there. And that's the trade. So, yeah, I mean, golly, if people were paying attention to this, they would not need anything. This is so silly. Anyways, that is it. I want to make it short. I have a friend coming over for dinner, and I did a lot of work today with core content for the premium members and stuff, so I'm kind of tired of recording, but yeah. If you guys have questions that don't require charts or photos to answer, then you can go ahead and ask them in the comment section. If you have more in-depth questions, or you want tips on trading psychology, or you want to learn my personal trading models, or you want mentorship from me, just use the link below. It's well worth the money. I've been saying in the public chat for a while, I give an analysis and I share my trades, and then I let them know, hey, do the math on that and figure out if that would have paid for your premium fee this month. And obviously every time it's a rhetorical question, because it absolutely would have. Even just with one micro, these trades are paying for people's memberships. So maybe consider that, but if you don't have the money right now, that's totally fine as well. Just keep on practicing patience. Only take trades when your setup appears. If your setup does not appear, just go look away from the chart. Put an alert where your setup would appear and just forget about it. And that's how you're going to protect yourself from destructive behavior. And that's how you're going to protect your capital. And that's how you're going to have long-term profitability and see those gains be bigger than the losses. Yeah. All right. Good night. See ya.